Hi, welcome to the 6th course dedicated to the GAMA platform. In this course, we will show you how to define 3D displays. We define first a new aspect for the road, building, and people agents. First, we define a new aspect for the road species called Geom3D. In this aspect, we draw the road as a tube of 2-meter radius with the black color. Then we'd also define a new aspect for the building species called Geom3D. In this aspect, we draw the shape of the building with a depth of 20 meters in order to give a third dimension to the building display with black colors, and we apply textures for the roof and sides of the buildings. At last, we define a new display for the people species called Geom3D. In this aspect, we use a OBJ file that contains a 3D object. The use of the OBJ file operator allows to apply an initial rotation to an OBJ file. In our case, we add a rotation of -90 degrees along the x-axis. We specify with the size facet that we want to draw the 3D object inside a bounding box, as the location of the 3D object is a centroid, and as we want to draw the 3D object on the top of the ground, we use the at facet to put an offset along the z-axis. We use also the rotate facet to change the orientation of the 3D object according to the heading of the agent. Then we choose the draw the 3D object in green if the agent is not infected, and in red otherwise. We define in the experiment a new display called View 3D. As we want to display 3D shapes, we have to use an OpenGL display. The OpenGL display allows as well to define the ambient light of the display. Inside the display, we first draw a background image. As we do not need to redraw this image at every step, we use the refresh facet that we set to false. Note that GAMA is able to manage world files to georeferenced images. In our case, as a PGW file exists in the includes folder, the background image will be well localized in the display. After drawing the background image, we display first the building species with their Geom3D aspect. Then the road species with their Geom3D aspect. And finally the people species with their Geom3D aspect. Only the people agents will be redrawn at each simulation step. The model is now finished. We can load the model and test it. We have now a new panel with the 3D view. Note that we can use the control button on Windows or the command button on Mac to change the inclination of the display. You also have access to several tools related to 3D navigation. For instance, you can choose to rotate the scene